Okay, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and turn on dev. Actually, I have dev mode on, so let's do this. Turn it back off. It's in advanced options. We're going to turn it off. Notice up here, this is what yours is going to look like. So if we go back to the sim, when you come into it, there's going to be nothing here. So you would hit escape. Go into settings, advanced options, and then under advanced options right here, developer mode. So when you turn that on, it actually goes over here and it adds this bar. So if you turn that back off, it's gone. Put it back on, there it is. So now we can go ahead and switch back here. And we're going to concentrate on this switch right here. But now that we have this on, we're going to have to go in and go into tools, behaviors that enables this. And let me show you what it probably will look like when you first come into it. It'll be on something arbitrary. It just picks up something in your scenery or something like that. You need to make sure that this top one, that you actually select your airplane. And in this case, I'm flying the Embraer 195. Your airplane could be somewhere else in this list. Just make sure, like there's a Skywagon right there, 185 Skywagon. And probably a couple of other ones here that I've done before, but make sure you select that. You notice how it changes, and yours is probably going to be in this mode. And the couple areas that I concentrate on is the mouse rect and the input events. And I generally start with mouse rect, and you just hit that little down arrow. You could see it pops up all this stuff, and there's a bunch of data in here. There's a bunch of different things. What you're looking for typically is anything that starts with an L. So this is LVAR, and then here's the statement after it. So, and this, if you look at the name, glare shield, ECAS, brightness for a knob, and sure enough, if you, look right here, this is the ECAS brightness knob. So we know that that's the correct thing that we're on. So you'll want to write that down, and what we're going to do is, now that I have that, move this over here. I'm going to dock this here, and this is your the profile that you ended up sending me. So what we're going to do, for example, is we're just going to add in here. So if we go back, Control paste, and this is the LVAR that is from here. So you would have to manually type that in. I did that ahead of time just to save myself a little bit of time. Make sure that all these minus signs are all in the same row. Because if they're off, let me show you an example by one. Notice how it's red. That is not going to work. It's going to fail. And if it's lined up here, if it's one too far that way, notice how it's red. It's not going to work. So anyway, so make sure that's in there. Once we do, we're going to save the profile, and then I'm going to open where I have that stored right here, and the date is and time is updated to the correct time. I'm just going to copy that file. I'm going to go into app data. I mean, you can do it this way. Go into C drive users, your name, app data, roaming, and then go down to the bottom and you get your controls. There's two things that we want to do here. One is we want to click on this log text, and that pops up another window in our close this, close that back down. So you open it up, and it basically spawns the log text that's there. And actually, I'm going to go back one. I'm going to delete this. The reason why I'm doing that is because it'll look different to you. And we're going to go ahead and paste our profile in here. And then, oops, we go back into this area. Once we start YourControls, it spawns that text file, that log.txt. You'll want to open that, and you notice it's basically empty now, which is good. So let's go back here. Now we're going to select the profile. So once you go down, and let's see, where is it? Wasn't it called? Oh, T. There it is. And start it. And once it goes green, that means it's actually a good profile that I can see it okay. We're going to go ahead and move that out of the way and go back to the sim now. So we have, and you could see it's enabled itself and it's gone out there and tested everything. So what we're going to do is, this is something that we haven't coded, and I'm gonna move it. You can see me moving it, and then go back over here, click. Notice no updates. Now the ECAS, I'm going to move it one click, go back here, and you can see that it writes this packet, and that's the correct LVAR that we installed, and it's basically changed the value of it. So if I move it, you can see nothing else there. If I move it 2 times, it puts 2 entries. So that's a way that you could test to make sure that what you put into your profile right here, that this is actually being interpreted and written whenever you're moving the knob that you're trying to move. If you put something in there and you move that knob and nothing gets written to the log, that means that that LVAR is probably not correct. It's looking for something else, or it can't interpret it. But most of the time, it can't. It doesn't see it, and that could be a misspelling. You could have a different space in it. If you case matters, so uppercase and lowercase, when you're looking at the LVARs in the behavior mode. So if we go to tools, behavior, let's turn this. Where do I have that? Where in the heck is it at? Yeah, maybe it's behind this. Where in the heck is it? It's lost. I don't know where it is. Anyway, if you know, oh, there it is right there. Okay. So if you notice in here that, some of these could have upper and lowercase. In this case, this developer did all uppercase. So it's probably going to work, but you'll notice that some of them are upper and lower, and you got to make sure that when you're typing it in to your profile, that it is exactly that same text. So in this case, we validated that it wrote out here that everything's okay. Let me shrink that back up. And should be working fine. So give it a try. Let me know if that doesn't work or if you need more help. All right, good luck.